As soon as I turn on the camera, the cat starts scratching. Hi friends, strangers, internet. I am finally back with a new video. I was gonna waste time apologizing for the unannounced, unplanned break, but I apologize for too much in my own life and I'm trying to change that. I'm back today with a palette bingo. We are doing a palette bingo with the Suva Beauty Block Party palette. I've had this palette for over a month now and I haven't used it once, so I thought I would force myself to play around with it with the bingo. I'm doing the palette bingo in a low-tech way. I've written numbers 1 through 10 on 10 pieces of paper. I'm considering it 1 through 5, 6 through 10. I'm picking 4 numbers, and those 4 colors I will have to use in my eye look. And picking the first number, we have number 3. Yellow. Never a bad look if we're starting with yellow. Next color is 5. Number 5 is BBQ. BBQ is a rich burgundy shimmer. Third pick, number 4, and that is Boombox. Okay, Boombox. Last color, number 6. Okay, number 6 is Popsicle. So that is my quad of colors that I have to use. I am going to prime each eye with a different primer. So lately I've just been doing a concealer primer. I put a thin coat on, pat it out, and don't set it. I was testing that technique out with the BH Studio Pro Concealer and then the Milani Eye Primer. So I think we'll do it like this. So this may help me see how they perform. I've also been in the process of deciding if I like the style of eye primer anymore. So this will give me a chance to play with both. I'm pretty nervous as to what I do for this look. I'm not sure how original or exciting it's going to be, but let's just get started. So satisfying. I'm just jumping right in. I'm doing something a little different, what feels different for me. And I'm not sure how it's gonna go. How's everybody been doing? So the first 2 weeks of May were full of a lot of changes for me. May 11th was the last day at my previous job. I worked there for almost 7 years, and I put in my notice. I don't have anything else lined up yet. It's been super, super scary. But also the support has been just out of this world. So amazing. This technique is super different for me because it's not really about like blending out color. It's more focused on packing it on. I know I'm popping in between eyes and life chatter, but if anyone's watching my videos, you know that I like to talk about what I'm doing with my eyes. So the thing with a shape like this is that you need to take a moment and like look at yourself with your eyes open. And when I did that, I felt like I wanted more roundness right here. I added just a tiny bit, and then part of it is going to be taking off just a tiny bit of the red in the inner corner. I'm not using any kind of cleanser to do this because I don't want to take off the base that's there. Even if I just smudge away. Yeah, that's better. That's created more of a dip and arch. I'm usually pretty lazy with switching between brushes, but because the yellow is so much lighter than the other two colors, I'm trying a new brush, and I don't know how it's gonna work with the matte. It's blending nicely between the two colors, but I probably needed like a white base to really pack that on. I'm not gonna worry about that though. So like most shimmers, they do better with a finger application. So I'm just going back in and tapping over, especially the center part, so it would have a little bit more shine. If I had thought about it before I started this eye look, I might have tried to put down glitter glue or a more specific sticky base like an eye pencil or something first, but I just went for it. So that I just patted kind of where the two colors meet to intensify and blend a little bit. I need to give props to like Georgia Harris and Annette's Makeup Corner for this shape. I picked up more yellow on this fluffier brush, and my thought now is to pack it in the inner corner and carry it down a little bit. I'm picking up a little bit more yellow and dragging it across my lower lash line. And I have not forgotten about the teal. This teal color is gorgeous, and I really want to play with blowing it out and like doing a super blended out color, but for today, I'm just going to keep it on my lower lash. I know you've seen me do this technique before, but I'm going to do my under eye wing again. picking up the slightly more pointed brush, and I'm just filling in the gap I had between my existing turquoise line and the purple. So I just brought it in a little bit right underneath the yellow to create some kind of little funky dimension right there. Anyway, I know I keep going back and forth, but basically I made a really big life choice, ended a huge chapter of my life, and then also took a trip. So I was in the Bay Area and like wine country in California for 5-6 days. There's a lot of travel, so if you look at it on the calendar, it looks much longer than the actual time that I was there. It was a writing retreat, more of a vacation for me. I'm really rusty at my writing. I haven't done it in years. So I felt like I spent most of my time procrastinating, but it was really amazing. It was with a friend and a couple of her friends, so building my community bigger and bigger in like intimate, delightful ways. So anyway, I feel really lucky that this friend of mine invited me out. The invitation came right after I had that shitty experience at the retreat in Florida, and it kind of, the invitation is kind of what spurred me to finally put in my notice, which was, as I keep saying, scary and major and all of that, but I felt like it was the right time. Anyway, the trip was really lovely and wonderful, and I feel very, very fortunate to have a friend in my life that would extend that kind of invitation to me, and that I was able to go and make it happen for myself as well. So that's been, you know, the last couple weeks. I can't believe May is like almost over as a month. That's a little scary to think about, but exciting too, because who knows what's next. And all the support from like everyone that I've told this to, whether like internet friends or in real life, you know, has just been awesome. And yeah, feeling all emotional. Gonna stop there and move forward. So I don't feel like this eye is done, because there's never too much. I think I want to incorporate some glitter, but I think I will first do the other eye and then come back to you. I am going to use the Milani primer on this eye, but I'm going to do it off camera. We have a yellow waterline, which I love. Yeah, I feel like maybe I should have saved the updates for like a chatty get ready with me, but I thought y'all might want to know what I've been up to. He literally just climbed over all of that because he thinks he wants my Diet Coke. It's chemicals. You do not want chemicals. It's gross. Only weird humans like it. The things you say to your cats. So I want to add some glitter onto my lids because, shockingly, I'm bored with this much going on my eyes. So I have two glitters that I'm deciding between. This is Pixie Crystalline, and this is a Too Faced one, Guava Glitz. I have never properly worn this one on my eye, so I think I'm going to wear Guava Glitz. I'm going to go in with a brush that I don't care so much about and use glitter on this brush because I'm not a huge fan of this applicator. So typically the goal of this style of glitter is that there's a sheerness to it where the color of the shadow underneath comes through. You'll have to tell me on camera if that's what I achieved. I ended up using a tiny bit of the crystalline in the very inner corner and then the Too Faced Guava Glitz across the lid. And yes, I'm fanning my face to dry this glitter. Hooded eye problems. Quick lip gloss break. That Ulta Shiny Sheer Gloss Life. Not sponsored by DC Pizza. So, my finished eye look using the Suva Beauty Block Party palette with these 4 shades. As my little first impression thoughts, I'm not mad at this palette. I personally think that it behaved better over actually the concealer rather than the Milani eye primer. There are parts of the eye where the Milani primer really made the shimmers look beautiful, but it was difficult to get that color payoff consistently. It's like some parts had dried down and some parts hadn't, so it was picking up more or less. The palette is fun and pretty. It's another one of those that might be a challenging color story. I think for me, I would totally leave the house with this makeup on. It's a little much, but I would. Not everybody would do that though. I'm excited to play with this more. This color is gorgeous. The pink is super bright and pretty. Even though the yellow was a little annoying to work with on the inner corner, I think it's a placement thing. I think this could be a nice blending out color. And then the shimmers, none of these were put over glitter glue, which is my normal thing. So I will be very curious to try these with a glitter glue and see what happens. I will generally say my first impression with the shimmers is that they are a nice shimmer, but they are not the most high impact foiled in your face kind of colors. So that's kind of my take on it. I'm not mad at all to have this palette. I think I just have to remind myself to use it. I think this would pair really nicely with maybe a pastel palette or even a neutral palette, especially if you're going to pull in like some reddy neutrals to go with this burgundy or some more warm peachy orange neutrals to even go with like these 3 colors. I think there's things you can do with this for sure. As my first introduction to Suva Beauty, I'm intrigued but not sold. So I'll keep an eye out for what else they're putting out there and see if anything interests me. Anyway, so that's everything. This is my palette bingo with the Suva Beauty Block Party. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe inspired you to pick up a palette you haven't played with yet, or be a little bit more daring with color. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you have any requests for palettes you would like me to work with, you can leave them in the comments. Whether you know if I have them or not, I'm listening. If there's any color stories you would want to see me work with, either ones that challenge you or something you think would look super fly on me, leave them in the comments too. I'm on all social media at Nomnivorous. If you want to catch up with what's going on with my life outside of YouTube a little bit more often, that's the place to go. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you all real soon. Bye everybody.